Stop saying, well, I failed today because I didn't work on my business at all. Stop it. No, you're not a failure. You're just busy. You're a mother, or you are taking care of an elderly parent or family member, or you have 10 horses. Like, I don't know what your specific situation is, but I know that me having a family and having a full-time job while trying to grow my business on the side, it's challenging to balance it all. But today I kind of want to give some helpful advice that I wish I would have told myself in the beginning when starting this process, so I wouldn't be so hard on myself, which I'm gonna do anyways. Maybe this will help someone else kind of chill out, for lack of a better word, so that we don't get down on ourselves and beat ourselves up because we think that, oh, I'm moving so much slower than this person, or oh, I've been doing this for 2 years and I am nowhere near full-time with my business and I still have to work full-time in a full-time job. Me too. It's okay. We're gonna be okay. Here's some advice to help you with this. Be nice to yourself. That's the first thing. I don't get to just come home from work and immediately start working on my business in the evening time. I have other things that I need to do and other things that I want to do. I want to spend time with my family. I want to pour into my own cup so I don't feel like I'm running on E all the time. We need to prioritize that stuff. And a lot of advice that you're going to see online is, oh, you need to just sacrifice all of this personal time and free time and family time. Okay, sometimes you're going to do that, but it shouldn't be normal. You shouldn't be doing that all the time. Our relationships with our kids and our family and our own well-being is so much more important than your business. And guess what? Your business, if you are ambitious, if it is a goal that you really want to achieve, if it's something that you are dedicated to working on, if it's something that you will succeed in, because you have a really good attitude about it, you're gonna achieve those goals. You're gonna get to where you want to be. It just might take longer, and that's fine. It's not a race. Nobody here is keeping track. I'm not keeping track. I don't have time to keep track. So be nice to yourself and just set expectations for what you can actually achieve in a realistic time frame, which leads us to setting expectations. Setting expectations is important. If you don't do that, you're gonna derail, okay? You're gonna be all over the place. You're gonna be mad at yourself, upset, crying, all this stuff. We don't want you to be crying, okay? Crying is fine. Crying is healthy, but you don't need to be crying because you didn't create a new product for your Etsy shop, or you didn't finish your website, or whatever the thing is, whatever that thing is that you need to do. Don't put such hard expectations on yourselves and then get really down about it whenever you don't achieve the goal that you set out to achieve in an unrealistic span of time. Because guess what? When you have a lot of responsibility, when you have a family, you have a full-time job, even if you don't have kids, a full-time job is a full-time job. We do that full time. We don't get to just wake up, get ready, and then go sit down and work on our business. You know, if you work 5 days a week, there's 5 days a week that you have to be working towards another company's goals. You don't get to have all that time to sit down, and maybe you can brainstorm while you're at work. That's productive, something for your business, but you can't really step away from your job that you have to do full time. For your regular paycheck. You can't really step away from that and work on your business because then you get in trouble with work, right? Get a journal. Keep a journal. Carry it around with you. Who cares if people are like, why are you doing that? Who cares? Don't worry about it. Not your business. Keep a journal. Write down ideas that you have that you want to do. Anytime something pops up, write it down. Keep that journal by your bedside, on a nightstand, on your dresser, wherever is close by, so that if you have an idea, like I do a lot of times at like 11 p.m., when I'm winding down and going to sleep, an idea pops in my head. I gotta write it down really quick. Type it in the notes app in your phone. Do something with it. Revisit it in a day or two, or in a week, or whenever you have energy to do it. Then write out a plan for these ideas. Once you have the goal, give yourself a realistic timeline of what you'd like to achieve. So a goal that I might have, a goal that I actually have right now, is growing my Etsy shop. I am slowly working on print products. So I'm working on things that I would physically make and ship to people, like stickers and magnets, and I'm working on a journal. So if I have this journal project, for example, I'm gonna write down one of my goals is to create a journal. Great, that's the goal. That's the end goal. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna keep a bunch of space above it, and I'm gonna write down all the things that I need to do prior to that. I'm gonna write down, art style. I need to figure out the art style for this journal. What kind of art style am I gonna do? Am I gonna have variations of art styles for the journals? Am I gonna just start with 1 journal, 5 journals, what? Then I'm gonna go through and list, okay, what's going to be contained in this journal? Like obviously we're gonna have blank pages. Are they gonna be lined? Are they just gonna be blank? What type of paper do I wanna have? How many pages are gonna be in here? How does that differ in pricing as far as printers that I'm going to use for this project? Am I going to print it at home? How much does that cost? How much ink does that use? Cover art, back cover art, inside cover art. Are there going to be pages with motivational quotes? Is there going to be a calendar included? All of these things we need to think about, price out, create, revise, send it off to the printer, wait for it to be shipped, or print it at home and wait for the entire thing to be done. Put it all together, make sure it's good quality, product photography, all this stuff. That's a lot of steps in creating a journal. Map that out in a realistic timeline for you so you don't get discouraged and you're not mean to yourself, because I do that all the time and it sucks. I don't want to be mean to myself. My term on this channel a lot of the times is I'm just raw dogging it. Like I'm going where the wind blows, and wherever I land, great. You know what? I have ADHD. I have 10 projects going on at any given time. I'm just gonna do it. Whatever I have the energy for, that's what I'm doing. This is the one area where I'm kind of like, okay, I need to get a little bit organized, or I'm gonna be scatterbrained and I'm gonna start this journal project and then I'm never gonna finish it because I'm gonna get really into animation or something the next week, okay? We gotta stay organized a little bit. Give yourself ample time to get this done. More time than you think you would need. And guess what? If you start working on a task that you had to complete for that day for this journal project, if you feel like you could keep going and you have a little bit more time, keep working. And then if you beat the deadline for the project, great. You're done early. That's fantastic. If not, that's fine. You're still on track. So plan out your time, be nice to yourself, and give yourself grace. Something I have to tell myself, and something that took me a long time to not feel guilty about, was resting when you're tired. If you sit down after a long day, it's like 9 p.m. and you're like, I have to keep on track. I have to get this task done tonight or before tomorrow, or I need to wake up at 4 a.m. in order to get this done before I have to get ready, get everyone out the door, and get to work. If you are just feeling depleted and you're like, I haven't watched TV in 3 weeks. I have not read a book for leisure in a long time. I haven't done anything for myself lately. I just want to play a video game. Do it. Rest. Rest is so important. If you don't rest, you're going to burn out. Being burnt out, it's going to take twice as long to get whatever that thing is that you're working on, whatever task that you have to complete. Well, you're not getting it done because you're wiped out. Your creativity may be drained and you don't have any room to work on whatever creative project you have going on. Just rest. I talk about creativity a lot because my business is, I do brand design and I focus on like marketing, and I do some craft stuff. I have an Etsy shop. I design things for my Etsy shop. I have my website. I love web design. A lot of the things that I focus on and I work on with my business is creative things. Creativity is part of who I am, but that doesn't mean that it always comes easily for me. If I've had a long day, if it's been a bad day, it's okay to rest. This is why you give yourself ample time when you're scheduling out goals and steps and tasks needed to complete those goals. Because if you need to rest, that is just as important as working on a task. You've got to give yourself time to rest. I can't tell you how many times I sit down, open my laptop, and every single ounce of creative fluid in my body is drained. That's kind of a gross metaphor. You understand what I'm saying, right? I feel like I have no creativity in me, and then I will turn on The Sims. And then I will play Sims for like an hour or 2 or 3 or 4. And guess what? When I put time and energy into myself, when I take the time to rest, I usually come out of that. After I take the time to rest, I get a good night's sleep. I usually wake up the next morning way more creative and, ready to tackle my tasks than I would if I would have just pushed through. And I'm probably gonna get the task done faster than if I would have just sit there and force myself to keep going towards the goal, whatever I have going on. You don't wanna be burnt out, so don't push it. Listen to your body, take a rest, take a break. It's okay to take breaks. We're not meant to constantly work. That's not healthy. That's a good recipe for burnout. Real quick. Rest. My last little tidbit of tips. This is kind of like a cliche thing to mention, but just try your best to enjoy the process. Enjoy the process of learning. I will look at a finished project. Like I'll look at my website, for example. It took me a long time. I change little things about my website all the time, and I have over the past 2-3 years since I started it. I have come such a long way. And I love getting on my website and looking at it and just being like, I'm really proud of this. I worked really hard on this, and I've learned a lot through just editing and modifying things on my website to make it fit my brand, or if I have changed my brand a little bit, you know, I'm really excited to look at this and I'm proud of it and I'm so smart and I'm so great, whatever. Enjoy that process, looking at something that you've spent your time and energy and you've just filled, you know, you've just poured love into this project. You're gonna be so much more proud of yourself. The people online who say, like, this is an entire different video in and of itself, but the people who come up on these weird ads, or they have these videos where they just say like 5 minutes of your time and you can create a product that makes you thousands while you sleep, of passive income, whatever. Okay, what are we making in 5 minutes? First of all, what quality is in a product that you took 5 minutes to make? I don't buy that at all. Second of all, I don't know of many things that I only spend 5 minutes on that I look back at and, you know, down the road and I'm not like, ooh, that was bad. I should have spent more time on that. If I would have spent a little bit more time on that, I'd be more proud of that right now, or I'm like embarrassed to look at it. Don't feel like you have to just, 5 minutes. No, take 5 minutes and read a book or something. Don't take 5 minutes and push through it and try to create another product or another thing or do something in 5 minutes. Like, when the project is complete, you're gonna look at it and you're gonna know, like, I worked so hard on this. I'm so proud of myself. And I can't wait to show this to the entire world because I love it so much, because I know how hard I worked on this. I hope these random bits of information were helpful to you. They are things I remind myself of every day. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I forget this stuff all the time. I'm hard on myself. I tell myself I should have done better or I should have done more or whatever. And at the end, what does that do? Nothing. It doesn't do anything productive. Rest, be organized with your planning, set expectations with yourself of like realistic timelines and goals, and just enjoy all of it. Because if you have a business, like, I love my creative business and I really thoroughly enjoy working on a lot of aspects of my business, except for accounting. I will pay my accountant whatever she wants. This is your business, your baby. Enjoy growing it and building it and coming up with new things to do in your business or to offer or whatever that may be for you. Just enjoy the process. Anyways, I'm Heather. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.